I've said in previous videos that net zero zealotry and the top-down mandates for EVs won't pull the population along with them. In fact, they'll do the precise opposite. Put people off the idea so that instead they will dig their heels in and hang on to their existing cars for as long as possible, rather than be bullied into buying an electric car they don't want. The eventual ban on internal combustion engine cars will lead to the so-called Havana Effect, where, for whatever reason, people choose not to buy new cars. In Cuba it was primarily because of the economic conditions, but in the US and Europe it will be because people would rather keep their current gas car rather than buy a new EV that they don't want. Interestingly, we're seeing perhaps the first signs of this happening in the US, where the average age of cars on the road has increased from under 12 years a decade ago to over 14 years today. I think we will see this figure continue to increase as long as the idiotic EV mandates remain in place. I'll be hanging on to my combustion cars for as long as possible, that's for sure. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Be sure to follow me on the usual socials for more content, links in the description, and there's a code on the screen. Scan that with your phone if you want to sign up for a weekly MGUY email. It'd be great to have you on board. Of course, when people don't buy new cars, the manufacturers suffer. They won't be able to sell the combustion cars that people actually want, and they won't be selling the EVs people don't want either. It's a catch-22. Just more unintended consequences of interference in the market. As reported in Auto News, average age of US vehicles reaches new heights. Total vehicles in operation continues to rise. The average age of vehicles rises to 12.6 years, and total vehicles in use increases to 286 million. The average age of vehicles in the US rose for the 7th straight year, S&P Global Mobility said in a report released Wednesday. The vehicle age rose to a record 12.6 years as of January 1st, 2024, a 2-month increase from January 1st, 2023, according to the report. Total vehicles in use increased to 286 million, up 2 million from the year earlier. Out of all vehicles in use, just 88 million were 1 to 5 years old in January 2024, a decrease from 90.3 million at the same time in 2023. There were 110 million vehicles in the prime range for aftermarket service, ages 6 to 14 years, S&P Global Mobility's Todd Campow told Automotive News. There are a variety of reasons that the average age of vehicles is on the rise, including increased quality, high prices, impacts from the pandemic and resistance to purchasing electric vehicles, said Campow, the organisation's aftermarket practice lead. As the article rightly points out, there are multiple factors at work here, so it's not just the EV mandates. But you can see from the chart that private cars have increased in age the most over the past decade. I think this trend will continue because the average price of new cars will continue to increase as EVs become more prevalent and manufacturers will apply premiums to combustion cars to put off new buyers. With high interest rates and high inflation, many people would struggle to afford a new car, and hence the trend towards keeping existing cars for longer. The EV mandates will only make this trend more pronounced. It'll be a while before the US and European roads look like Havana, but given enough time and with these damaging policies in place, who knows?